Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the weekly wrestling show. Hashtag Total Markout. I am the producer, SteveJones313, alongside the maniacal Mark, the patron saint, the socially awkward, the dictator of DC, the master of Marvel, and the current reigning Hashtag Total Markout quiz champion. And that would be none other than, wait for it, the Geek King! How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Well, it's all right. You know, we're a bit sleep deprived, but
Yeah.
we've had a little bit of
You
sun.
were kept up, I just couldn't sleep.
Yeah, we've had some pizzas.
And we had sun.
Yeah, and we have
Iron Brew!
a Vine Brew, which is a fantastic drink.
Which isn't copyright if you say it in a Scottish accent.
Precisely, it's perfectly fine. We are here, of course, to talk about this week's episode of Raw. We're also here to discuss some wrestling rumours and news that are going around.
Maybe.
No, obviously they're not going
There's
by.
a couple a little bit.
Just things that we may have heard. Obviously, we're wrapping up our WrestleMania challenge.
Eventually.
Basically, if you remember, you gotta get Ask You King.
What's your fucking head?
Ask You King, which were the better WrestleManias, number 1 to 14 or numbers 15 to 28, i.e. the first 14, the second 14. We're about to come to the obvious foregone conclusion, but we'll get to that today. And of course, give you just shoot the shit basically about wrestling. That's what we're here for. So, without further ado, let's talk about this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, which opened up with John Cena.
Yay! Back!
Whoa. Now, you may remember last week, Ryback challenged him to an ambulance match.
Yay!
Because we all know how good John Cena is in an ambulance match.
It's his go-to match.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how can you remember a greater match than the ambulance match? It's John Cena in it. I mean, by God, I mean, John Cena is a master of the thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just fantastic. Wait.
It's ripping with sarcasm there, dude.
I'm thinking of Shane McMahon.
Yep.
Basically, John Cena comes out. He basically's like, well,
No! He's going, you people don't want to see that.
Yeah, John Cena comes out and goes, actually, we're going to have a 3 stages of hell match.
Mm-hmm.
And initially I'm going, oh.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Now, the reason, apparently, for this is because Vince McMahon wants John Cena to have, an epic moment, like an epic match that'll go down in his history as a John Cena. He wants John Cena to have something in his own history book, and he thinks the 3 stages of hell match will be it.
And Ryback's... Wait a minute. He wants John Cena to have an epic fucking moment, and the Rock, Stone,
Yeah.
Rock, Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, CM Punk,
Yeah.
Randy Orton, Dave Bautista, and every fucking house who's been in a WWE match with him. I was sitting there going, minute, what?
And John Cena only experienced that there's only ever been 3 stages of hell matches. Yeah,
No Way Out 2001,
Stone Cold Triple H.
Armageddon 2002.
Trips and Shawn Michaels, as we say yesterday.
And The Bash. I forget what year, but it's The Bash. And it was
Randy Orton
and Triple H.
and Triple H. So Tripp's kind of the king of the...
yeah, he's won.
He's won all, everyone he's
He's won all.
Yeah.
He's won them all.
Yeah. So, Batista's like, I can beat you to Hell in the Cell. It's like, can you beat him in 3 stages of hell? Don't think so. But anyway. So apparently the first match, are you ready for this? The first match will be...
A lumberjack match. So apparently Ryback likes to take his tail and run when he gets too busy.
Yeah, because I often see Ryback running away.
I've seen Ryback run through a fucking light bulb with you on it.
Yeah. He's running away. He's running away from cameras, running away from the ring, running away. No, Ryback doesn't run.
He's yeah.
I mean, John Cena, right? They're selling ice to the Eskimos, right? And then there's, I don't know. There's just going way too far.
Yeah.
There's
So the second match.
You can't say Ryback's a coward that runs away. When has he ever run away?
He's walked away.
He has walked away to let you get the shit kicked out of you because you're a cunt. That's what happened.
He left you and didn't really leave, so technically he didn't leave.
So basically, you don't know what...
Just because you're too stupid to go and check up on information.
But thankfully, John Cena's not blocked me yet. So,
Secondly,
Yes.
the second match. A match that he hears the fans scream out for night after night. It's obviously a fulfill your fantasy match.
No.
That's what I hear fans scream out for.
It's a tables match.
Oh, yeah, because then he made them Canadians, of all people, actually act like a bunch of fucking parrots. We want tables. Dear God. You're from Calgary.
I mean, right. Surely it should have been a Bret Hart match.
You're kidding. Well, it's 4 out of 10.
But it's like...
You're Canadian. Have some respect for yourselves.
Yeah. You know, demand a bra and panties.
And at some point during this, the fans were bored of Cena talking about what 3 matches were going to be and decided, fuck it, it's Bret Hart Appreciation Night. We want Bret.
Yeah. But here's the thing. He goes, I hear fans chanting this wherever I go. It's like...
I haven't heard tables in ages.
Yeah, I mean...
I heard it in Florida for a long time.
There is scraping the bottom of the barrel, and then the scraping through the bottom of the barrel, into the earth below, down to the fucking core of the fucking...
I used to hear it in Orlando all the time, and now it kind of moves around here or there.
It's like...
But... I believe I might hear it a lot in Boston in a couple of weeks' time.
The last time I heard we want tables was at a fucking barbecue where we needed more outdoor tables. That was literally the last time I heard that phrase. I mean, we were...
I heard it when Buddy won the World Championship.
What about a chair match? I've heard people say, you know, if someone picks up a chair, yeah! Yeah, because, you know, chair match, tables match, so different. Because you never ever see a chair at a tables match.
Or a lumberjack match.
You never see it. Yeah, I mean, just... And
finally, if there will be a third fall, because Cena seems quite adamant there won't be. He said, you know, I'm going to beat you so bad you're gonna have to leave in one of these. It'll be correct. An ambulance match. Wow, an ambulance match has been relegated to a 3rd stage of hell.
See, I would have been smart.
It will be the 3rd ring of hell.
The thing is, I would have been smart about it. I would have said, right, your first match is an ambulance match. The second one is a standard match with, you know, ring counts on. So as he's being driven away to the hospital, I'd just be in the ring going, right, count him, ref.
I would have sat there and go...
Get by the fucking ring when you're going at 30 miles an hour, you fucking cunt.
I would have sat there and go, the first match is an ambulance match. The second match is an ambulance match. Why? Well, he's already in the ambulance, so I went straight away.
Yeah.
Ring the bell, ref.
Yeah.
The third match, if it needs to be, is a last ride match. The morgue is right next door.
Yeah, third match will be musical chairs. The Red Rick's going, you dick. I could have been with a world title shot.
Nice.
Anyway.
No wonder Rick played.
Yeah.
Rick and Jerry, the first ones to fucking join in.
But yeah, and immediately everyone was going,
Okay.
But then all of a sudden, Curse Axel comes out with Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman explains to John Cena, yeah, my chair is squeaking like a motherfucker. Need more WB-40 for my chair. But Paul Heyman comes out and basically praises John Cena for being a fighting champion.
And immediately you can go, well, I know where you're going with this, Paulie.
Yep. And
hit him with him, Paulie.
Curtis Axel challenges John Cena.
And John Cena, I saw you last week, kid. You're good. But you need to stay the hell away from this guy.
At which point, Curtis Axel goes, excuse me, I wasn't asking for your opinion. I was demanding a match. Which is like, oh, Curtis. Curtis, you've done your time in NXT. Welcome to Raw.
NXT, you didn't even do that. You got like 4 matches with NXT, and it was like, you've done your time on Superstars. You've jobbed enough time to Justin Gabriel.
But
you were in a tag team with fucking David Otunga. You poor sod.
Yeah.
Yes, you were tag team champions with him, but he was always known as the, get this, in that they were trying to promote him in a tag team with David Otunga where they called David Otunga the talent. The 3rd generation superstar. The grandson of Larry, the Axe Hennig, an AWA legend. The son of a WCW champion. Not world, I just said champion. A WWE Intercontinental Champion. An AWA World Champion. The legendary Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig was relegated to the other guy in a tag team with David A-List Otunga.
It boggles the mind. I mean, it is extraordinary that. I mean, I'm double check the Superstar page because I don't even know. Is he still?
Yeah,
there?
he's still there. Give it time; it's got to load up.
Yeah, no, I need to bring up his name.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah, David Otunga. He still has a. What is he doing?
He's on Superstars.
Oh God! This guy has no talent. None. Not. Oh, this guy sucks, man.
No, he is, would you?
No.
He's coach plus masters.
I know. But it's like.
At least he was.
This guy is just. He has absolutely no talent whatsoever. He has not an iota of talent about him. Nothing within him screams talented.
And then you look at Curtis Axel. He's a fucking underrated superstar. One of the biggest underrated superstars there is in the business today. And on top of that, he is a fucking God-given athlete in this business. He has that Randy Orton gene. You know, that I can wrestle and I don't even have to try. But when I do try, you'll come unglued. For instance, the next morning, after the WWE champion, John Cena, eventually gave Curtis Axel his challenge and his match, and we'll just skip to this because it's important, because it's a natural progression, right?
Go ahead.
In the match, Curtis Axel is fighting John Cena and is fucking doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment that was so beautiful it reminded me perfectly of his father.
Good words.
Where he picks him up into the AA. Curtis reverses it and instantly hits the perfect plex. Down, hook, bang. The amount of times I've seen Kurt Hennig do that, Mr. Perfect do that, is unfucking believable. The next morning, I go into Tumblr. I'm just looking at the random Tumblr, see what's coming up, you know, my dash.
Yeah.
And I see it next to each other. That one that Curtis did, and a one from Kurt.
His father, yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, it's fucking spitting image.
Because I had to go on e-wrestling news, didn't I?
Oh, fuck's sake.
I don't see why anyone, including Mr. Perfect, ever used the Perfect Plex. It doesn't look like it hurts too much.
You're fucking shitting me.
I'm not shouldn't you?
Who said that?
What, so on the e-wrestling news forums?
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's a fucking fisherman suplex. You hook the leg. You're already hurting him with the hammy and the fucking groin. You then decide to pick him up and slam him into his back and shoulders and then compress him into a small package while you are bridging. It is a painful maneuver. Do you know what's not a painful maneuver? An AA. Well, I'll just put him on my shoulder and just kind of fight it. You know what's not a painful maneuver? I'm going to do the STF. Kind of. I'm just going to hook his leg and just sit on the back.
Sitting on the back is probably the most uncomfortable part. No, selling it, that's the most uncomfortable part, at least on a fucking personal level.
So we get to the end of the match. The match is about to finish and we think Cena's going to fucking win it. Because why? It's Cena and it's a new guy in the ring.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. A newly reintroduced new guy. Because there are people who bitch about it. And I'm going to tell you right now. We're going to get onto a point of this and I'm going to have a fucking rant. I haven't even started yet. I know, the last few weeks I've been ranting for fucking crazy because of, do you know why? The fucking, what we're a part of, the IWC, they're doing my fucking tits in.
I don't blame you.
Right. Balor hit I think he was setting up for the AA, and all of a sudden you hear, woo, 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 and the ambulance starts coming. Okay. Ryback started to jump out the back, surely. I did think, it's probably Ryback's going to sit on the fucking top while Cena wins or something stupid. And Cena decides he's going to chase the ambulance. Because he's a dog, apparently. Yeah. It's a fucking flashy light in an ambulance.
Of course he has. Yeah, but he'll probably end up in it.
And he does that fucking thing that he always does. Shakes his hands and then blows on his knuckles. You fucking, what the
Well, Geek, like if I try to punch you in the face, all the dust on my knuckles would prevent me from being able to hurt
The
you.
only time he needs to blow his knuckles is when he's just had Nikki.
Mm.
And that's not a fucking drug, that's a Bella. If you're too young to understand why he'd be blowing on his knuckles or you need to be explained, do send me a message on Tumblr and I'll go into graphic detail. And I'm not even talking fanfic, I'll tell you in fucking detail.
But yes, that
But goes down and he opens the door and does that thing he always fucking does when he opens the door, he jumps backwards ready to punch. And if he can punch from a position, he fucking jumps backwards and good on him.
Yeah. His arms just extend.
So we get there and no Ryback. And he opens the other door. There's no Ryback. And then Ryback jumps from behind.
Yay.
And then Cena jumps him. And they get into a little tussle.
Mm-hmm.
And Cena gets thrown from 4 feet off the ground. That might have caused sounds as if it's still 20 feet.
Yeah.
And the Dudley boys are just power bombed him through 2 tables like he was Mae Young.
My head's 5 foot off the ground. You don't hear me fucking complaining.
Yeah, you
But that's not high enough.
do. And it's like, fuck's sake, it's like 4 feet, man. Get over it. The point is, Cena jumps down and rolls and then just sits in his fucking arse to go, really. And then Ryback leaves and Curtis Axel left to win by a count out.
Yeah.
Curtis Axel is now 3-0 on WWE TV, beating The Game, Triple H,
Yes.
by forfeit,
Yeah.
I believe it was called. Sin Cara with the McGillicudder Cutter.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't know what the McGillicudder was. Online, I seriously saw someone turn around and go, what was that move? Like someone goes, oh, a suggested move for his finish. Like people go, what should he use? So maybe he could do a Chaos Theory Fisherman Buster, which can be done. I've seen it. It's Ruckus on Combat Zone Wrestling uses it, I believe, or Joker one or two. It's basically you hook them into it, you roll backwards in a small package, and then you get up and you hit the suplex. And McGillicudder is powerful enough and athletic enough to pull it off.
Yeah.
It would just be the other person helping as well. And someone goes, yeah, because that move he used last night was weird. It was the fucking McGillicudder that he's used for years now. The spinning, fucking vicious whiplash neckbreaker. It's a vicious neckbreaker. And the guy goes, oh, it looks weird. It was like he was just like flipped him or something. It's like, have you seen Sin Cara's moves?
Yeah.
Sin Cara's moves are flippy.
Yeah.
So we get to it, and he's celebrating because he's just beat Triple H on Monday Night Raw in his debut match, his debut main event on Monday Night Raw. He's beat Sin Cara in a nothing match on SmackDown, and now he's just pinned the WWE champion.
Right, beat.
He'll pin him eventually, trust me. Trust me. And if I am Paul Heyman, this week on Raw, do you know what I do?
What?
This man is your #1 contender.
You beat the champion.
This man beat John Cena last week. 2 weeks ago on Raw, a main event that he didn't even know about, he stopped Triple H cold. This man beat the Mexican legend that is Sin Cara. This man is your #1 contender because he is the man who beats your heroes. That's all you do. Push it like that. And you know what? Paulie's the perfect person because Paulie can elevate Sin Cara in everyone's mind, at least in their mind for a fucking few moments, to be on the level of Triple H and John Cena.
Yeah, you can basically raise people enough just to make his client look good.
Exactly. This man, the faceless, the undeniable, you're sitting there going, what the... Yeah, you'll be sitting there going, what? Yeah, Sin Cara's a fucking legend. How come he hasn't... What the fuck?
Exactly.
But here's your problem. They won't do that.
Of course not. They're just not smart enough to do it.
And yet again, for another week, our world heavyweight champion has still sidelined by a concussion and is unable to compete.
Thanks, Jack.
So you take one of the brightest stars there is and kick him in the face till he's dull.
Yeah. And of course, the reason why that happened, because I was complaining last week about this, and obviously I've had people send me messages in a very kind-hearted nature basically explaining, but of course, the reason why it's got to be Alberto versus Big E, Jackson Court. Oh, he's coming up to his court date, so they can't be doing anything with him, so... Yeah, so...
But as you say, we get onto a match, and before we get onto the match, can I make this point out that I need 5 every time AJ comes skipping to the ring.
Oh, mother have mercy.
I will be buying that shirt. By that shirt, I mean the one she wore.
But speaking of which, it was the match. It was Big E
with AJ.
Yeah.
5
versus, accompanied by, of course,
Ricardo Rodriguez,
the number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship,
Alberto. My voice did stop me there.
It was just 2 seconds short. Oh,
my voice
of your record.
My voice went, no!
If you remember, his record is 19.3. That was 18.7. So there you go.
In a decent match where the best part about the whole thing was seeing Dolph pop up at the bottom and say, what's going to happen if I return? More Big E beatings.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then Big E got beat.
And I know there is a vote on WWE.com. I haven't taken part of it, but yeah, that was kind of AJ's fault.
Yeah, they're blaming AJ.
She was only trying to help, but it was kind of her fault.
They're seeing if it's they're teasing their stress between AJ and Big E, and that'll go away once Ziggy's back.
Yeah.
Once Zigglypuff turns up.
Yeah.
Following this, we got to see the rematch for the United States Championship. Dean Ambrose of Sierra Hotel Indigo Echo Lima Delta Shield.
Believe in the Shield.
Stop it with the jaw. Sorry. Going on with the, like I said, the rematch. It was a rematch, so yes, you can imagine that was Kofi Kingston.
SOS.
I hear you shouting.
SOS.
I hear you crying. It's because you have to stick up for Cheeseburger Eddie.
I think I just found your next favourite Tumblr person, by the way.
Okay, that's all. I'll be back.
So basically, it was Dean Ambrose defending his United States Championship. The big thing was obviously that last week there was interference by the rest of S.H.I.E.L.D., Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, the current WWE Tag Team Champions. However, Kofi Kingston started off the match incredibly strong. Dean Ambrose sold very well for him. Kofi Kingston was really pulling out a good game. It's very rare that I actually give a shit about Kofi's performance, but he was on top form. Basically, the action was kind of broken up when Dean goes out the ring. Dean Ambrose is out in the ring. Kofi Kingston goes to run for a suicide dive. Dean ducks. Kofi does that amazing trick where he bounces off his neck.
Fucking love that.
Yeah, and he just stares down at Dean, and Dean's like, I'm in trouble. But as the match goes on, Dean finally gets. I forget what his finish. Because I watched it because I missed it.
It's a headlock to a head.
Oh yes, it's like a standing bulldog.
It's the bulldog DDT.
Bulldog DDT. Kofi sold that. Oh my god, that sell.
He always does, doesn't he?
But yeah, it was very well done.
This chick is awesome.
Yeah. But it was very well done. But Dean Ambrose remains, thankfully, the United States champion for now. But just as the other 2 members of S.H.I.E.L.D. were coming, believe in the S.H.I.E.L.D. were coming out to attack one Kofi Kingston. Team Hell No, who had been arguing earlier in the night, I believe,
yes,
came out to attack.
Yes, Daniel Bryan was worried about being the weak link.
Yeah.
So Kane told him it's okay and all this and the other, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't believe him.
Yeah.
But then Bret Hart appeared and set the crowd fucking wild and told him the same thing that Kane had just told him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he believed him. Because I believe the reason was, when Kane asked why, he turned around and said, "That's Bret Hart. The best there is. The best there was. The best there ever will be. And you're just Kane." Just Kane?
Geek. I had to hold Adam back for this. I wasn't there for Geek. So
Watch your mouth, goat face. Watch your mouth. You're talking to one half of the Brothers of Destruction. One half of the Brothers of Destruction. You saw what happened when the other one turned up. You were a little pet goat, weren't you? Anyway, you lost. You lost.
Yeah. Seth Rollins basically got the knee to the head of Kane.
Fucking love that knee.
Which pretty much ended their chance of becoming the WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
Now, up next... I came to play! Yeah, The Miz, with the worst guy with the best theme, came out, to the ring. He's in the ring, and they announced that you get to decide what role he plays. Will he be the referee? Will he be commentating? Or special guest announcer? I was going announcer.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
Timekeeper.
It's like, but no.
You know where I want to see Miz?
Uh-huh.
Backstage where he's not on the fucking telly.
I want to see him in TNA. Why?
What? Do you know who I am? I'm Bolly Ray!
More on him later. But yeah, as soon as we saw that Miz was going to be the referee, we knew what was going to happen. Accompanied by Summer Rae. Although in Danish it's pronounced Fandango.
Yeah.
But and versus God Save the Queen. Boom! The WWE Intercontinental Champion, Wade Barrett!
So Wade Barrett won?
No. Miz screwed him over.
Oh.
Because
Never saw that coming.
No, never.
Actually, WWE.com's got this wrong. We got it on the background as a reference.
Yeah.
And it's wrong.
Was that?
I seem to remember that Fandango didn't pick up the win. He pinned Wade Barrett.
Yes.
But I seem to remember Summer Rae picking up a free count against him.
Yes.
And The Miz declaring her the winner.
However, it wasn't an officially sanctioned match.
I don't care. If Teddy Long can make tag team championship matches and WWE championship matches and World Heavyweight championship matches and Booker T can make decisions about matches that he doesn't care about, for instance, Rock versus Cena 1400. I know I'm exaggerating. It's free. Don't get in your fucking knickers in a twist. Then, The Miz, of all people, a fucking commentator on the main event, a commentator then again on fucking Saturday Morning Slam, and an occasional wrestler, can make a decision on whether he wants to declare Summer Rae the winner or not. Next up, for no reason other than the fact that it was a member of the person, a member's birthday who happened to not be in the match but at ringside, we had the Great Khali accompanied by the birthday girl Natalia and Hornswoggle teaming up with Tons of Funk, Sweet Tea, and Brodus Clay accompanied by Naomi and Cameron, the Funkadactyls, going one-on-one with 3MB in a pretty forgetful match. And then afterwards, they made the Great Khali sing Happy Birthday. Anything to say about Happy Birthday? Boss.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I know why they're on iPads. But, 3MB, just...
Yeah, and another we've gotten to that. I meant the Khali singing Happy Birthday. Any comments?
Yes, actually.
You forgot the words? I don't know.
No. The WWE now want money. Because the song Happy Birthday is under the copyright.
Well, they probably did it then.
However, with Great Khali singing it.
Yeah. Probably why. It's probably...
He constantly sounds like he's taking the piss out of stroke victims.
It's probably why they didn't let Sweet Tea sing it. Well, he was disappointed.
I know.
Now, let's get on to one of the first things to get excited about after Monday Night Raw. When Paul Heyman, the evil genius, the extreme
King of my
genius,
world,
the rabbi of the revolution, the mad genius, the rabbi of the revolution, the swinging strong of the extreme, went on to the Ayatollah of rock and rollers highlight reel. Y2J was there. You've just seen. Yes, I know what you've just seen. Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I've been trying to blog it at some point.
I didn't have an iPad.
You had Tumblr though.
Didn't have an iPad to look at it with. Well, when was AJ Lee Jerk of the Month? June 2013. It's not even June now.
Yeah, but the magazine came out in May. You know, magazines do. They predate.
Carry on.
Now, Y2J and Paul Heyman had a bit of a storied history. Now what, boss?
Carry on. No, I'm going to put this away now because someone's pissed me off on Tumblr.
No
I'm
doubt.
no longer feeling sexy time.
I'm in the room. I was hoping you weren't feeling sexy anyway.
Well, I'm also feeling sexy time up. But,
right.
But
There's a bit of
basically,
storied history here, shall we say.
and welcome
As-
to Story Time with Geek King. I do not know what that voice is.
As The Rock would say, it's story time with the geek.
It's Story Time with Geek.
Woo! Right, there's a little bit of a history here. When Chris Jericho was working in Japan and working in Mexico, there was, I don't say Tito Santana.
Arriba! See, there's different volumes of pictures.
Right? He couldn't even get a look in to most American companies. That changed when Lionheart Chris Jericho was brought into ECW by who? Paul Heyman. His first one championship on American soil and American company was given to him by Paul Heyman. It was the ECW TV Championship, who I believe he beat Two Cold Scorpio for. And then was beaten in a 4-way elimination match. Two Cold Scorpio, the franchise, Shane Douglas, and Pitbull number 2, along with the Beastmaster Francine. It's the same one where Francine turns on the Pitbulls to join the franchise by pulling her pants down to reveal that she has the franchise written on her arse. It's a fucking beautiful sight. Because Francine had a fucking cracking arse. I mean, this thing will
Geek, you get off topic.
a walnut.
Geek. Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that's about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman brought Francine into ECW as well.
And Paul Heyman and Chris Jericho.
Well, that happened in the same match, so...
Leading up to this...
Yes, I'm getting to it, right? Paul Heyman was then willing, remember this, willing to let Chris Jericho go where? Answers on a postcard? WCW. With Eric Bischoff, where he instantly felt out of place and unwanted. Paul Heyman never, and I mean never, told Jericho anything that he didn't actually happen to him. Jericho said this himself. Yes, he owes money, but he owes fucking everyone money.
Yes.
That's Buddy Ray.
He owes me money.
That's Buddy and Devo. But, do you know what Chris Jericho was told by Eric Bischoff before he signed?
What?
I want to make you WCW Shawn Michaels. To a man who idolized HBK, patted himself on HBK, and wanted to make himself this generation's Heartbreak Kid, he was told you can be your idol. And what happened? He got sent to Cruiserweight Limbo. There's nothing good, nothing bad happened. It was purgatory in that sumbitch.
Fucking ridiculous as well.
He then leaves and goes to WWE. That is then history. Everything after that, we already know. No, as I would say that.
Yeah.
Not no. So we get here. Now, Paul Heyman also has a history of one of Chris Jericho's great rivals.
Mm-hmm.
So, we all know the rival I'm talking about, and we're going to get there. Paul Heyman is in the highlight reel, and he says, I thank you for bringing bringing me here. Thank you. It's an honor to be on the show. And Jericho goes, yeah, I want to talk about one of your clients. He goes, yes, you want to talk about Curtis Axel. He goes, no, I don't want to talk about Curtis Axel. I want to talk about your other client. You want to talk about the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. The first NWA, the only NCAA even heavyweight champion. To then go on to, no, Paul, I want to talk about your other client. And instantly, because you're in Canada, you're in Calgary, you're in the fucking Saddle Dome, they know who they're talking about, they know their history, they know what to do. What do they do? CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. No prompting needed. No, I heard this chant everywhere. We want tables. Come on, along with me now. None of that. Instantly it is CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. And Heyman goes, I'm not at liberty to talk about my client's world, but we have got a thing to say in the next coming weeks upcoming about his return. No, I want to talk about your client now, Paul. Matter of fact, I want to talk about this, the last time we saw CM Punk. And what do we see, boss? Boss, what do we see?
What's that?
What did we see with CM Punk the last time we saw him?
Oh, why would you bring this up? CM Punk talking about how he lost to The Undertaker. How it was how it was so important for him to beat The Undertaker, and then with the fans shouting Undertaker, he hugs Paul Heyman and he leaves without another word.
Now, Jericho brings us up for two reasons. He mentions two things. One, Paul Heyman's still wearing the same suit, and I've got to say this, good save by Heyman, because I'll get onto that in a minute. Mm-hmm. And two, how can CM Punk still call himself the best in the world? Well, he's sitting in his couch at home. Now, Paul Heyman's save was great. It instantly reminded me of you, boss. This is actually my favourite suit, and I wore it just for you. Mm-hmm. That's fucking classic. It's an easy save. Great. Mm-hmm. And then Paul Heyman goes, we will have an upcoming one with CM Punk, the man who held the WWE Championship for 434 consecutive days, the reigning and defending champion. The man who is the best in the world. And that strikes a nerve with Jericho again. You can see it. It's striking a nerve. And we get through it. We get to the point where he sits there and goes, in the upcoming weeks, we'll have a mention about him. So what does Jericho do? Jericho sees that something is wrong. And Jericho goes, no. He can't call himself the best in the world. He's not the best in the world. I will call myself the best in the... No! Don't you say that!
I was so with Heyman on this.
Don't you say that! That's not yours. It was like a kid going, that's not yours! You can't say that! That's what I say. Mm-hmm. Which was great, because that's what Paul Heyman's supposed to be about Punk.
It's almost like two people arguing over Batman Superman.
It's the protective, it's that nature, that protective nature. No! You don't get that!
And nobody does a pouty face like Paul Heyman.
Exactly. And he sits there and he's going, I want to face CM Punk. He goes, you want to face CM Punk? Yes. In 2 weeks' time?
Something like that.
In 2 weeks' time, at the pay-per-view Payback in Chicago, Illinois. And which point we then get Paul Heyman going, as Paul Heyman only Paul Heyman can do. Sorry, I'm got a bit about you, sir. Turning around, is it Chicago?
It's also in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what the date is.
I'm just looking for 16 days, so give or take 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give or take 2 weeks. It is now, anyway.
Yeah.
He goes, you're going to face CM Punk in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois. At the pay-per-view? No. On behalf of my client? No. Okay. Instantly, all the fans just went, oh, kind of wanted to see that. And then Jericho strikes the nerve, doesn't he? Because Jericho's already got the nerve. He knows where it is. He's just teasing it. Just tease it. Tease it. Tease it. And then what happens? Tease it. He hits it. Bang! then I guess I'll just call myself, with all these Jerichoholics in here in Calgary, all these Jerichoholics at home, I'll just say that what I am. I'm the best in the no! At which point he turns around.
No, Jericho actually got it out.
No, there was one more.
Alright.
And he sits there and he goes, no, you don't. He goes, okay. But I'm the best in the world at what I do. And that just makes him fucking snap. You want to face my client, CM Punk, the man who for 434 days was the reigning and defending WWE champion, the best in the world, in his hometown in Chicago, Illinois, at the pay-per-view Payback. On behalf of my client, I say yes. And Jericho gets his match.
Yes.
And they shake hands. Jericho gives him that bump.
Prick.
And says CM Punk will never, ever be the same again. And that instantly made up for having to watch Cena versus Ryback in a 3 stages of hell match, where one match will have nothing but faces around the side of the ring to stop Ryback from getting in, from Ryback getting out, and Cena to get its help. The second match will no doubt have Cena go through a table, and the third match will have, God knows, because I'll be crying my eyes out during it. Because now, 1 year after it happened, we get it again. We get Y2J Chris Jericho in possibly the best condition of his life against the best in the world, CM Punk, who is fully recovered, who is in the peak of his physical conditioning, just coming off a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training course with Gracie's, the godfathers of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, says he's never felt better. You can see him. You go on to his Twitter, @CM Punk, and look at his Twitter and look at his photos. He's done nothing but chill out, work out, and hell, do you know how good it was? How good he's feeling? CM Punk posted a selfie of himself smiling when the Blackhawks won in the ice hockey.
Well, fairness, that's tend to be how selfies work.
I'm just smiling one. Usually CM Punk, you can imagine do a selfie of this. Fuck.
Yeah.
CM Punk's not impressed with your bullshit.
There is one weird thing though, which I noticed because I was on the app at the time.
Payback is happening in Chicago at the same time as
No. Paul Heyman goes. Paul Heyman goes. Because obviously, Punk is watching this at home.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, fair enough. So CM Punk, is watching at home, and Jericho's like, oh, he's watching it. Oh, Punk, but at the exact same time.
Meanwhile,
CM Punk posts a picture of himself. Well, not of himself, but posts a picture
his feet.
of him at a baseball game.
Have you noticed CM Punk, right? Whenever he posts pictures of him at a baseball game, he's able to have his feet up.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a bad, like that. Ooh, WrestleMania 28 is a full match.
Yeah. But it's the fact of, at the exact same time that he's supposed to be at home watching. Now, this could be part of the storyline. For example, one could say that come Payback, Punk doesn't appear, and then next time Raw, he makes appear. He says, I never accepted a challenge.
Yeah, I'm feeling it more on the lines of CM Punk doesn't know anything about what Paul Heyman's just done.
Yeah.
So in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see him on the phone while Curtis is going, like this, he's going, I know. Yes, but you've got to do it now.
Yeah.
You got to.
But anyway, yeah.
Anyway, next up was Daniel and John. I actually like that.
Yeah.
It's stuck in your head. Unlike fucking, what was it? Layla's old one, Insatiable.
Oh,
I'm insatiable, I can't get enough. This is not Holland, dude.
Yeah.
Hello.
Anyway, moving on.
Took on Natalia, the birthday girl.
Happy birthday
in her hometown.
to you.
And Black Canary.
And stew.
And the Black Canary.
Yes, Caitlin was dressed as a Black Canary, which I was so not complaining about.
Who was?
I mean, I do prefer Run the Retire as well. But,
Okay. But hey, Caitlin wants to cosplay. Let her cosplay, man. Let's hope Satana's next.
Yeah.
And of course, because it was someone's birthday and they were in their home time, they got beat.
Yeah.
So, the Bellas won.
So where Bret Hart's going, Vince, I'm a fucking man up here.
Now, in between this
Yeah.
on our next match,
Yes.
the internet died. Do you know why it died? Because Bray Wyatt and the family are coming. And we heard Luke Harper talk for the first time ever. Don't send someone. Just don't send someone you want back.
That's a great line.
That was like, the Wyatt family are coming! Yes! I'm so happy!
Do you realize what this could end up as happen though? The Wyatt family versus the Shield. That is going to basically make the Titanic look like a mountain convenience.
The Eater of Worlds is coming to Raw and the WWE. I got your joke. Well done. No, he calls himself the Eater of Worlds.
Okay. But yeah, I mean,
Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper are coming to Raw. They're getting the call. The Wyatt family are coming. And now this leads me on to the IWC.
Oh no.
I am giving you this one warning. One warning. Now listen to me. You've already got over the fact that Michael McGillicuddy is now called Curtis Axel. You've already got over the fact that the former Tyler Black is Seth Rollins and the former Leaky is Roman Reigns. For some reason, you cannot get over the fact that Dean Ambrose is not called John Moxley anymore. You've gone over the fact that Claudio Castagnoli is no more and Antonio Cesaro is there. You've got to know the fact that Chris Hero is Cassius Ohno. You've got to know the fact that Pac is Adrian Neville, even if it still doesn't sound the slightest Geordie. You have one chance, and the first 5 people I see saying, I can't wait to see Husky on Raw. Or the first 5 people that are around me that chant Husky Harris when he's there at a show. I will waste no time than striking down you the vengeance of only the Geek King can give you. It will not be over quickly. It will not end without suffering, and you will know that I am king and you were in pain. Next.
It was Sheamus and Randy Orton versus Team.
Oh, these little fuckers. Honest to God, can you not think of anything with Sheamus and Randy Orton to do other than the feud with Team North Scholars? Just make it official, give them the tag belts, and make them a tag team. Next!
Curtis Axel defeating John.
We did that earlier.
So there you go. That was Raw.
Something happened on SmackDown, something happened on Main Event, something happened on Superstars, something happened on Saturday Morning Slam, and Bo Dallas is the number 1 contender after eliminating Adrian Neville in the Battle Royal at the end of NXT. Spoilers!
Oh, and by the way, Sin Cara winning that number contention of the United Championship a while back on Main Event. Yeah, they've ignored it. Because they don't see point for it now. So there you go.
Good!
But anyway, moving on from that. Talking about some...
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, this is the one item we're going to cover on the wrestling this week because, oh my god, it's hilarious.
Do you know who we are?
We are posting this onto our Tumblr.
I'm Bully Ray.
And this is fucking hilarious.
This is the Aces and Eights.
Bully Ray was invited onto a radio show to be interviewed about the upcoming Slammiversary.
Well, apparently he was invited.
Yes. And before the interview even kicks off, the interviewer says, I was, sadly, it's not Jeff Hardy because I prefer Jeff Hardy.
A little bit disappointed.
Yeah. But, we have the current TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Bully Ray. Now, some people say it's scripted. I'm like, I don't care. It's great.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's the point, right? But it's like, basically, they go on, and Bully Ray first thing goes, first of all, why disappointed? And the interviewer goes on to say, well, you're not as athletic as Jeff Hardy.
You're not as good as...
If I may be permitted, Bully Ray went, BOOM! And taught this guy what... And I love how Bully Ray schooled him. Oh, that was beautiful. That was like... Can we just get Bully Ray and CM Punk on a microphone, please?
We tell you what.
Yeah. Can them two be like a tag? Can we have like one big combined wrestling pay-per-view with Shakara, ROH, WWE, and let them two form a tag team?
You know what you want, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to go in the ring to have a session, right?
Yeah.
CM Punk representing WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Bully Ray representing TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Steen representing Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston representing Chikara.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul London or Brian Kendrick, whichever one's not as high as the other,
mm-hmm.
representing PWG Pro Wrestling Gorilla.
Yeah.
Get him in the ring.
Yeah.
Ask him a question about someone.
Yeah.
And you know what you're going to get? Gold. Because CM Punk doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Bully Ray doesn't give a fuck. Kevin Steen doesn't give a fuck. Eddie Kingston doesn't give a fuck. And can you guess what Paul London does not give?
Hey, fuck.
Exactly.
But what I love, if I had Bully Ray and CM Punk in a tag team, I would call them fuck you and fuck you.
Hey, fuck you. No, fuck you.
Fuck you and fuck you. Just fuck you and fuck you. And their song would just be fuck you and fuck you. You know that? We're gonna fuck you, do fuck you, do fuck you, do and fuck you, do fuck you, do fuck you, do. And while you're all at it, go fuck all of you, do. But it's just, we are. Like I said, we'll link you in the description. Do check it out. It is brilliant. But it's time to put an end to a long
debate that we've had for a while now. And never knew the answer until 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Today, we fulfill the further request of one. You're gonna get got.
What's your fucking neck?
You gotta get got. Asked us which were the ask Geek actually. I'm just here for scenery. They asked Geek King which were the better WrestleManias, the first 14 or second 14.
He said in his opinion it was the latter 14.
There's the second lot.
Yes.
So. We've got two more to look at.
Hold on. You can use fancy words because I use latter. You have to reconfirm or reaffirm whatever it is I said.
Jasmine might be listening to the
show. No. We've been good.
Well, yeah. But it's like, but Adam isn't here, so I have to look at, people on Tumblr.
Apparently, yeah. Now, WrestleMania 27 is where we left it and where we'll pick up.
This came from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia.
And it was mainly known for... Finally! The Rock has come home! And he's never leaving again.
Why?
Because finally, The Rock has come back to WrestleMania!
It had an attendance of 71,617.
The most electrifying man in all of entertainment!
And its tagline was the biggest WrestleMania ever.
Let's do the next one.
So we start with two dark matches. Sheamus wrestling Daniel Bryan to a no contest. It's a lumberjack match for the WWE United States Championship.
Essentially, it was originally supposed to be part of the main card. They put it on beforehand, the lumberjacks jumped the ring.
Yeah.
Attacked Sheamus and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a battle royal.
Now, but think about this. The dark match was Sheamus defending the United States Championship against Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Wait till we get to next year. I just think them two appear next year.
And that was a 4 minute and 20 second match.
It went that long?
Yeah.
Jesus, I heard a rumor about that match.
The second dark match was
The Great Khali.
the 23-man Battle Royale, which starred Geek King.
Chavo Guerrero.
Oh, God.
Are you going to do anything in between these names?
I was like, ooh, Chavo.
Chris Masters.
The masterpiece.
Kerr Hawkins.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Cowboy David Hart Smith.
Cowboy?
He
Really?
was Cowboy at the time, yeah.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre.
The chosen one.
Evan Bourne.
Then I get high.
Jey Uso.
Ooh!
Jimmy Uso.
So!
Johnny Curtis.
Let's get weird. But first, where are my dancing shoes?
JTG.
Yo! Yo!
Yo. Mark Henry.
Welcome to the Hall of Pain!
Primo.
Mamacita.
kind of cool.
That's kind of good.
Oh, Truth.
What?
Sup? Sheamus.
Salah!
Ted DiBiase Jr.
About the money!
Obviously the Great Khali. Trent Barretta.
Once had a career.
Tyler Rex.
Left for a career for his family.
Tyson Kidd.
The workhorse Tyson Kidd!
William Regal.
Very naughty boy.
Yoshikatsu.
Oh, babe, don't feel bad. Take a sad song and make it better.
I wasn't expecting that. And Zack Ryder.
Woo, woo, woo! You know it!
We move on to the opening contest after The Rock did his promo, which was a decent enough funny little promo.
It was. I'll give him that.
And we move on to the open contest in the final WrestleMania appearance for the future WWE Hall of Famer, the Rated R Superstar Edge defended his World Heavyweight Championship with Christian against.
Oh, I gotta get the timer. Hang on. Tease it. Tease it.
Ow.
There you go.
Alberto That's a little short.
Yeah, nice little show.
Yes. With Ricardo Rodriguez and Brodus Clay before he was a Funkasaurus.
I've got nothing.
That's like how you're like, that's like my petrol marathon. I got nothing. In 11 minutes and 9 seconds, what was a very entertaining match for a man who had a broken back and could barely lift his arms. And, Edge was there as well.
And up next, it was Cody Rhodes.
Which was grotesque. It was grotesque, Cody Rhodes, if you remember. So it was... Oh,
I hate that theme.
slow it down and make it evil.
Booyaka, booyaka!
619!
Booyaka, booyaka!
Rey Mysterio!
Booyaka, booyaka!
Booyaka, booyaka, 619!
I notice when I say burka, I sound like I'm saying it as Omar Jalili.
Yeah. Booyaka!
Booyaka!
Apparently you're Iranian, not Mexican. Where Rey Mysterio goes for the 619, but however, I think his knee brace, the original what caused the problem with the mask, or maybe the mask itself, was taken off and smacked him in the head. And Cody Rhodes picked up the win with the Brutal Disaster King, I believe. Yeah. In a 12-man match.
Oh, God.
Following contest with schedule 1-4 is an 8-man tag featuring The Claw, Wade Barrett, Ezekiel Jackson, Justin Gabriel, and the one-man band, baby, Heath Slater versus the Apple, Kane. Well, it's the Big Slow. Santina. Love that. Santina Morella. You son of a gun. And Kofi Kingston. Correct. Apple originally featured Vladimir Kozlov. Originally, he was originally set to fight. However, he was jumped alongside the Claw when he was at a WrestleMania Access tour and caused himself to have an injury. So they replaced him with Kofi, which was a surprise right up until the moment that happened.
Yeah. And
the next match would go down as a apparent WrestleMania classic. It was a good one, but not a classic. In the fact that the maniacal, the monotone man himself, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Hey!
No.
I hear voices.
Yeah, we put that one. Went against the leader of the New Nexus.
Look in my eyes.
No. Other one.
We are young.
No, other one.
We've been through the darkest days. This fire burns all the way.
And you're worried about doing a duet.
Yeah, it's great. Meatloaf performs wrestling songs. Remember what happened with Randy Orton?
Do you not remember seeing...
Hey, boys!
No, Shatner?
Shatner was awesome.
Exactly! In a match that ended with a springboard clothesline turned into an RKO.
Yeah.
In a match that lasted 14 minutes and 50 seconds, at least the Apple versus the Core match only lasted 1 minute and 34 seconds.
But up next, it was the most dangerous superstar in WWE history. Mm-hmm. The most maniacal mouth of the entire broadcasting team.
The false voice of the WWE.
A former war correspondent, Michael Cole!
With his coal miner, Jack Swagger.
Versus
Jerry the King Lawler!
By the way, didn't need a company. Just put that
Special guest referee though was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm gonna whoop ass on your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass, boy, and it's gonna be good. And know what happens? Jerry King Lawler wins, but no,
the anonymous general manager.
Hornswoggle. It was announced afterwards.
We've been revealed. We know who it was.
We didn't have to.
Changed it.
Yeah, why? That made no sense. Having Hornswoggle as general manager, it destroyed continuity. It was like, hang on, you mean Hornswoggle is responsible for this shit? Hornswoggle is responsible for this shit. Hornswoggle is responsible for Michael Cole getting a win at WrestleMania.
He's undefeated.
No.
You've already talked about this.
No, I don't like it.
I know. Michael Cole picks up the win by DQ when the general manager decides, yes, it was Hornswoggle, decides that because Stone Cold Steve Austin lays his hands on the competitor, he influenced the match, and therefore it is reverse decision, and Jerry King Lawler is disqualified, and Michael Cole wins and is undefeated at WrestleMania. However, that's not where Stone Cold ends, because the man who told him this little piece of news, Josh Matthews, was then chucked into the ring by Jerry King Lawler and stunned for his efforts. And then Booker got in on the celebration, did a spin-a-rooney, had a beer, and got stunned for his efforts. The next match.
Yes. The Battle of the Outlaws.
The last outlaw, The Undertaker, versus the false outlaw. The man who claimed himself to be the last outlaw. The man who said he was going to do something that not even his best friend Shawn Michaels could do. Triple H, he was going to end the streak.
Many have tried.
All have failed.
It was The Undertaker versus Triple H.
It was Metallica versus Johnny Cash.
And this match went on 29 minutes, 25 seconds. By far the longest match of the entire card.
This is a half an hour match of brutality. Yeah. These people beat the fuck out of each other, and to the point where even though The Undertaker wins with a Hell's Gates, he has to be carried from the arena.
But Geek, I'm about to hit my computer. We're all fucked if you do that. Triple H. No, Triple H. He's beaten Undertaker down. He needs to take him down. All of a sudden, he picks him up and flips him upside down. He's carrying him. And then, in a moment that even JR goes, "This is too much!" Triple H nails the pile driver on The Undertaker. 1, 2, shoulder.
Yes!
Okay, him. Sarah.
That was my reaction. Was yes.
And Triple H scurries back on his hands and lost, just like what have I got? He goes for the sledgehammer, and as he goes to hit the sledgehammer, that's when the Hell's Gate, as you said, comes in, and you're going, die, Triple H, sacrifice your soul.
I didn't say sacrifice your soul. I said die, you fucking long nosed,
and,
you big nosed, long haired cunt.
Triple H tapped out, securing the undefeated streak and stopping you from having a heart.
One more year,
and then up next,
I'm going to prison 12 months.
And up next, the Battle of Battles, the true war. You can talk about the outlaw versus the outlaw. You can talk about the best in the world versus the apex predator. But there is no war greater, no war grander, no war bloodier than John Mercer and Trish Stratus and Snooki versus Dolph Ziggler. Are they cool?
Yes, the brunette mafia versus Lay Cool and Dolph Ziggler, accompanied by Vicky Guerrero. Luckily, she didn't have a mic. In a match that lasts 3 minutes and 17 seconds. That would be 3 minutes and 14 seconds longer than it needed to. Trish was in this match. This is also the match that pretty much killed any chance John Cena had at a career.
John Marshall.
Yeah, John Cena as well. Yeah, follow this.
But up next, it was
the WWE Champion who declared loudly via the voice of Nas, "You can hate me now." What a great intro. They had to do very good intros for this year.
Yeah, they did amazing videos for these.
Yeah.
If I can find them on YouTube, I'll share them in the description.
You can hate me now. It was Nas, "You can hate me now," followed by the balloon, the debut of the balloon. Awesome!
Accompanied by "Say it to my face!"
That's right, The Miz and the varsity villain Alex Riley.
That was his name.
That's what he called himself,
nice.
The varsity villain.
I like
that's why he used to come out with the jacket with the fucking bedazzler on it. Against John Cena!
And this match ended on
a
double
countout.
Here's the thing. Some people say that I'm not a real mark. I haven't watched wrestling a very, very long time. Geek's been watching it longer than I have.
I've been watching it longer than more people.
Now, I have a decent memory when it comes to moments and promos.
I remember this.
I cannot remember a time as a wrestling fan I was more offended than when a WrestleMania main event for the WWE Championship, regardless of who the people were. I don't care if it was The Miz and John Cena. Hell, for all I gave a flying fucker toy, it could have been Hornswoggle versus Stan. It wouldn't have bothered me. If it was Stan the Man, that would have been a bit better than one hell of a lariat. But still, the fact is, if it was anything,
You've been watching old wrestling.
Yes, I have. WWE Championship main event WrestleMania match is up and on a double count.
But I bet you've never, and I mean ever, been more happy to hear you smell what The Rock is cooking.
He could. It was right.
Whoa!
Here's my problem with the Rock thing, though. It was never established that he had power over WrestleMania.
Guess what? He did.
Yeah, that's my only argument. It's like, at no point did anyone ever say, because they said at that point the guest host had no power anymore. Mm-hmm. So when they say guest host for WrestleMania, you're thinking we could might as well be fucking Drew Carey.
I know an individual who was hoping that he was going to put himself in this one.
Oh yeah. But still, what you gotta get got is what you always get. No, but yeah, I know what you mean. But the fact is, he restarts the match and says, right, it's no disqualification as well.
And
wait. No, he didn't say that. It was just assumed.
Yes, because what happens?
John
Cena hits the AA, and The Rock hits the rock bottom.
Yep.
And the WWE Champion pins him.
1, 2, 3.
The Miz was helped by the Brahma Bull, the Great One.
You even do the shoulder work when you do that. Like, yeah!
Can't help it. It's an infliction that was poured upon me. To retain the championship, only to then get a people's elbow and we go out of WrestleMania where the WWE Champions line is back, the Challenge line is back, and the Rock's on top.
Right. Here's my thoughts for this match.
For
this card, sorry. I hated this card. I like two matches.
Yeah, I like the same.
World Heavyweight and the Undertaker match.
Yeah, it's like
the CM Punk one was meh for me.
Yeah, to me, there's 3 matches on there that's good.
Yeah.
The others are I can watch it, but I don't really want to.
I thought this was a bad pay-per-view. I was offended.
I tell you why I got this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Once again, it's a WrestleMania that to me was saved by the Hall of Fame because I got to see the full introduction of Shawn Michaels into the WWE Hall of Fame by Triple H in one of the most emotional things, yet things that made you fucking laugh your head off the whole time because it was a roast.
Yeah.
That's why I got this pay-per-view. The only reason it's on my DVD thing, because I would not pay that much money on the fucking day it came out to watch 2 or 3 matches.
Yeah. So, bad pay-per-view?
Yes.
All right, last one. WrestleMania 28.
Oh, I'm paying down to this one.
WrestleMania 28 came to you live from the Sun Life Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Once in a lifetime!
With the tagline once in a lifetime, attended 78,363.
And we know 4 of them.
Yes.
You gotta get guts! Cena's true fan, Eric Van Jisme, and the other faithful, Stephen.
Yes. In your pre-show, you had Primo and Epico with Rosa Mendes.
Hola, mamacita! You're looking good, Holmes!
Defeating Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd, and the in a triple threat tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championship.
This is also the first WrestleMania that I believe employed the pre-show. So it wasn't a dark match, it was actually a pre-show. You got to watch it on the internet, which I did. It was a good match. It was a good match.
Like your first match.
Exactly.
Sheamus.
Oh!
Versus Daniel Bryan, the World Heavyweight Champion, accompanied by AJ Lee.
Yeah, baby!
In a match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Now, let me explain to you what was happening in the House of Geek.
Okay.
I had sat down there, I took my pictures to send to yourself, good man,
yes,
after seeing the 4 horsemen on the other side of the world.
Yes.
After the other side of the world, they were right over in Stanley compared to the Geek Round, which was literally a 5-minute drive.
Yeah. Steve, where is the Geek Round? Wherever he tells you it is.
It's wherever I want to be. And I sat there. I had some cheesy crisps.
Yeah.
I had my beer.
Yeah.
I was ready to watch a World Heavyweight title match last about 10 to 15 minutes.
So,
AJ's on the apron. She gives Daniel Bryan a kiss.
Ding, ding, ding.
Daniel Bryan tells her to get down. Watches she gets down. Turns around and here we go. Here we go.
Skadoosh! Broke out of the face. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding.
What the fuck?
Here is your winner and the new World Heavyweight Champion, Sheamus!
No! 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 I sat there in my big ass chair and went, you're kidding me! I tweeted about it angrily. Steve Corino tweeted about it angrily. Everyone I saw was tweeting about it angry. The crowd even reacted angrily. They didn't want to see an 18-second world title match.
Yep.
They wanted to see an 18-minute world title match. They wanted to see wrestling at a show called Wrestlemania. Needless to say, I was a little bit pissed off. However, it did make Daniel Bryan the most over guy in the business.
See. But up next, it was Kane versus Randy Orton in a singles match. Now, Kane was a heel at the time. Well, they were
Randy Orton.
And Randy Orton eats canvas with a choke slam to hell.
Yes, but my bigger point is, halfway through this match, they start using tired moves. They lock in a couple of headlocks to give themselves a rest.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. You are tired. You have a 10-minute match. You are resting. Daniel Bryan is beaten 18 seconds, and honest to God, my reaction was this. Are we just wrong here? What's going on here? No? Oh, okay, that's weird.
They get their scripts the wrong way around.
Yeah.
Well, this is not meant to be like another Kate Chapel thing. No? Alright. Yeah, match at best. It was, well, it's a big show versus, Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental Championship. Cody Rhodes had been goading Big Show all this time. Why, Cody? Why would you goad the Big Show?
Why poke the bear?
Like, you've never had... You're an embarrassment at WrestleMania. Whereas Akebono, Ono, whether it's Floyd Money Mayweather... I said the name wrong again.
No, you said it right.
Oh, okay. Floyd Money Mayweather. Whether it's being in New York's WWE New York restaurant. You have never had a great WrestleMania. So what happened? Big Show... WWE!
To the balls!
Kapow! Oh, it was the speed of the ball. Oh!
Cody goes to the
you
disaster.
remember.
Cody goes to the beautiful disaster king. Big Show blocks him and hits him with a spear to his nuts.
It's like, oh!
A giant decided to go, you're not having kids.
And Cody was able to wrestle still.
He gets back up. Boom! WMD. 1, 2, 3. How's that for a WrestleMania moment?
There's your new Triple Crown champion, mothers.
Right. Following contest was a match that nobody wanted to see and went down as last year's WWE Total Markout. What the fuck? Award. Kelly and Maria Menounos versus defeated Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres in a tag team match for, I don't know, it felt like an eternity, 6:49.
6:49.
Wow, that lasted 6:49.
We always hit the full way, that's 69.
Boom!
Up next, though, it was a Hell in a Cell. Special guest referee, Shawn Michaels. The Undertaker versus Triple H.
The end of an era.
Now picture the scene. Geek is sitting at home.
Crying.
The Undertaker is getting into Shawn Michaels' face. Shawn Michaels tells him to back off. Back off, Undertaker. Taker's screaming at him. So he hits Shawn Michaels. So Shawn Michaels steps back. Boom! With the sweet chin music. Undertaker stumbles round. Pedigree. Boosh! 1, 2. Shoulder up.
Fuck you, Shawn! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Anyone to fuck you! Honest reaction.
After more where Triple H finds himself in the corner. He's exhausted. He's got nothing left. Undertaker's staring at him while he's on his feet. Shawn's looking on in horror as he sits in the corner, almost actually crying. Triple H, he has nothing
reaches for the sledgehammer. Undertaker puts his foot on it and goes, no.
And then Triple H raises the arm, cross chop, and Undertaker puts him out of his misery. Tombstone pile driver.
1, 2, 3, and I breathe easy going, it's over. And then I sit there and go, fuck, they'll give him Cena next year. Frankly, they didn't.
No. No, they gave him CM Punk.
Sorry.
I do hate when kids go by and put their fingers in the fucking gate when I've got a dog! Anyway, up next, it was...
Well, of course, after that,
yeah.
we had the legendary, the hashtag Total Markout moment of the year that year for the end of an era at the top of the ramp, the three legends, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, one Hall of Famer, 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, going straight in there, embracing and saying goodbye, and we all thought maybe that was it. Maybe that was the end of them. Maybe that's all we were going to see. And then, obviously, we didn't. We saw more of them. However, the following contest was scheduled for one fall, and is a 12-man tag team match to determine the general manager of both Raw and SmackDown. Introducing first.
I am John Laurinaitis, Executive Vice President of Talent Relations and the Interim General Manager of Raw, and my team are David Otunga, Mark Henry, Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, and the greatest wrestler of all time, The Miz, with Drew McIntyre.
And his standard bearer was
Vicky Guerrero.
And the introductor was
Brie Bella.
His opponent was Team Teddy.
Fucking and bugging.
introduced by Teddy Long, was the standard bearer of Hornswoggle. And introducing the team, Nikki Bella.
Wasn't wrestling.
No. Their team, Santinarella as captain, R-Truth, Kofi Kingston, Zack Ryder, accompanied by Eve Torres, Skank, and the Great Khali, and the five-time WCW champion, Sucker, Booker T, accompanied by Fedor and Oksana. Team Johnny won, introducing us to the world of
People Power.
And the rule of People Power was John Laurinaitis, David Otunga, and Frank Eve Torres.
Yeah.
The following contest is scheduled for 1-4 and is the WWE Championship match.
With the added stipulation that if the champion was disqualified, he would lose the title.
Which was added literally moments before the match.
Thanks to John Laurinaitis to celebrate People Power.
Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, the best in the world, CM Punk. And his opponents, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, the Lionheart, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, the sexy beast, the living legend.
And the best in the world at what I do.
And whatever that is.
Yeah.
He's from Winnipeg, stupid. Y2J Chris Jericho.
This was a match that could have gone either way, but what an ending.
It was an epic match, and it was a great way to set up the next match.
So hang on, I just want to talk about this moment.
Okay, go ahead.
Picture this, right? They've been trading blows, trading submissions, all jazz. It's, GTS.
I imagine Punk's loving it.
CM Punk locks in the Anaconda Vice. They're very near the corner of the ring.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho is trying to kick him in the head to get out of it, trying to reach the ropes. So what does he do? He simply arches his back and adjusts it so Jericho can't go anywhere. Me and Adam go, tap, you motherfucker!
Yeah,
and he taps out, and we're like, oh my god, that was amazing! Amazeballs of the highest degree! We were so fucking happy. CM Punk walking away with the WWE Championship. But then, yeah.
The next match was the once-in-a-lifetime main event. We'll get on to that. Where it was from Boston, Massachusetts. Or West Newbury, but he was wearing Boston green in Miami, which is like wearing Newcastle black and white in Sunderland.
Yeah.
Or, let me try and mix it up. Like wearing a German football top in Holland.
Yeah.
Like wearing the Eagles top in New York.
Yeah.
Right, there you go. That might hopefully helps a few people out.
Yeah.
Where from West Newbury, Massachusetts, the leader of the C Nation, the doctor of thugonomics.
Yeah.
The Superman of WWE. The Green Lantern of WWE. They even put him in the fucking Green Lantern Corps when they did it on their fucking website. They did a whole thing about the Green Lantern Corps, the different ring. They put John Cena as the leader of the Green Lantern Corps. Because he's got all the willpower in the world. Honest God, check it out. Well, check it out after the show, right? John Cena, who'd already broken his promise to take the WWE title there.
Yeah. So you're a liar.
Yes.
But anyway.
Against the jabroni beating, pie-eating, eyebrow raising, trailblazing, elbow dropping. Can start a movie and still kick your ass all the while catching the pass. Great one, The Rock.
That is though. And of course, The Rock defeated John Cena.
From Miami, Florida, in Miami, Florida.
Yeah. After that Undertaker match, are we going to be worried that the fans are going to die down, lose energy? No.
Once again, they did 2 good introductions for this as well. They had Machine Gun Kelly piss the crowd off by saying John Cena was an underdog.
Yeah.
And then you had Flo Rida come out and sing a couple of good songs and introduce The Rock.
People need to understand that it is possible that in a match, there's no underdog.
Yeah. I'm an underdog, and that's why I always gravitate to John Cena, because he's an underdog too. Fuck you. But needless to say, that is a really good WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, just as a 1, 2, 3. So it's like...
It's 11.
So, yeah. So basically, out of the first 14, 1 to 14, we scored 8 being good, which was 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14. And for the good ones of the 15s to 28, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 26, and 28. So I think it's very safe to say that the good WrestleManias fall into the latter category.
Yeah.
That's the second lot. Sorry. 15 to 28. So
yes.
You got to get got. Your answer got answered.
Yeah, we agree with your estimation. And if anyone else has any more of these ideas, whether they think maybe it's the SummerSlams you'd like us to go through, or this virus series, or maybe we'll just randomly pick them, but if you've got any suggestions on which ones you think are better, let us know. For instance, you know what, boss?
Yep.
Let's pick a pay-per-view that's been around for a while.
Well, obviously the obvious ones would be like Royal Rumble, so Blue Fan. What about SummerSlam?
We're in summer. We're on the road to SummerSlam.
Yeah,
we might actually get it done at SummerSlam.
It's the next big one.
Yeah, so let's do SummerSlam. Yeah. What do you think? Because you don't know. What do you think?
Well, first of all, we need to find out how many SummerSlams have been.
The first one I believe was 88.
Just confirming your guess here. So
88, 89.
I'm all on the wikis, man. Let's have a look here. So, the last one I was seeing in 2012.
Yes.
And now we haven't skipped any SummerSlams, have we?
No.
It's always been on. So, the first one was back in 1988.
Ooh.
That's going back a bit. So, it's been 24, so that's 12.
So, 12
So, the first 12 or the second 12.
What do you think, boss?
Well, I haven't seen the first 12.
Exactly. So, what do you think? You haven't seen them. You're blind to the thing, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, here's my thing. The problem is, with WrestleManias, you got those times, they're always going the extra mile. SummerSlams tend to be, from what I've always considered them to be, the land of disappointment. For example, things like Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, the return of Triple H against Booker T, D-Generation X. There's a lot of disappointing matches, but I think you didn't have that with the first 12.
So you reckon?
So I think, based on the idea that you didn't have such high expectations going into 1 to 12, rather as you would 13 to 24.
So 1 to 12, that would take us up to year 2000.
I believe so.
88 plus 12.
Yeah, 2000. Because obviously you're going in the Attitude Era as well. Yeah. You had a lot of big stuff happening in the Attitude Era.
So you think
the first 12
are going to win.
But I think the first 12 will win for 2 reasons. The first being for 3 reasons. The first being the Attitude Era. There's a lot going on there, and SummerSlam was more important than it is these days. The other two would be the Macho Man Randy Savage and the British Bulldog.
You're remembering a couple of key moments there, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so. So I think we're going to. I think SummerSlam was 12.
You go first 12.
Yeah.
I'm likely to agree with you.
Yeah.
Having seen most of them, if not all of them.
But that was him at WrestleMania. When we looked back through them, it was like, oh, actually.
So I'm likely to agree with you because I remember a lot of the 90 ones, particularly.
Yeah.
Are really good. But saying that, we might get some surprises when we look back through them. So yes, we're going to hit SummerSlam. It's on the road to SummerSlam. After that, we'll do Survivor Series. After that, we'll do Royal Rumble. And then we'll pick random pay-per-views. Maybe we'll even go through it in your house. And don't be surprised if at some point during the next season, like during this season as we're doing now, rather if we have a break from doing these and talk about certain DVDs that we watched and go and break down the matches on how we watched, we're gonna start live tweeting when we watch a few shows, DVDs, not on Raw or SmackDown or pay-per-views because
I
it annoys the hell out of me.
I will say, like, sometimes I live tweet Raw because the reason I stopped live tweeting during Raw was, one, I stopped watching it live.
Yeah.
But now that I do watch it live, it's because I would get into arguments with Jizmy, which would then translate onto the show. I don't follow Jizmy on Twitter anymore. It's really just because I don't want to be in that situation where he'll say something and I'll take it as a dig or he'll cause an argument. I'd rather just not argue.
Yeah.
It's not like a personal, haha, not following you anymore, dickhead. It's not that. It's just I want to avoid arguments. So I do live tweet on Raw now when I'm watching it live. It's not part of the show. No. It's just me and my. But
what I'm talking about here is we're going to start watching Ring of Honor shows.
Yeah.
We've just found a guy who very good for us. He updates them consistently. He's just updated the latest Ring of Honor TV show. We're going to talk about. We'll tweet about that. We'll probably talk about that on the show.
Yeah.
WWE DVDs, like match compilation DVDs. We're going to set it up so we do that. We live tweet, and we'll bring it onto the show and break it down as well.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of good things going for you people. Keep on with us.
Now, a bit of stuff. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is the Fan Corner segment. Fan Corner segment, it's still going. Basically, the Fan Corner segment goes as long as you send us questions. We haven't got any questions this week, so I'll remind you guys to send us a question. It's very, very simple. If you're on Tumblr, or if you feel like going on Tumblr, go to totalmarkout.tumblr.com/ask. The links are all in the video. You can just click the hyperlink in the description.
Down there.
Exactly.
Down where? Down there.
And you don't have to have a Tumblr account to ask a question. You can ask anonymously. Whether you have a Tumblr account or not, my voice was there.
Yeah.
You could, if you have an account on Tumblr, you can set it to anonymous to ask a question. If you don't have an account, it'll just be anonymous anyway.
Yeah.
Send us a question, and we'll answer at the show. Wrestling questions preferred, but really we'll answer pretty much nearly everything.
I will answer what tit I prefer, whether it be the right or the left.
Yeah.
Or what size, or who I'd like to snuggle up to.
Yeah, we also take recommendations for things via the Ask as well.
For instance, this whole Wrestlemania thing and the idea that spawned from it came from a You Gotta Get Got and his Fan Corner.
You can contact us on Twitter at Geek King. That is G33K_KNG. That is G3K_KNG. Then there is SteveJones313. That's myself. That is Steve Jones and the number 3, number 1, number 3.
And the Lone Walker 1 on mascot. Yeah. Which is the Lone Walker 1, number 1.
You can follow us on Twitter and send us questions via that if you prefer. We also have a Facebook fan page as well, if you want to follow us there. It's simply facebook.com/totalmarkout. Again, the hyperlinks are all in the description of the video, so you don't have to copy and paste the thing. You just click on the hyperlink. It'll take you to the pages, and you can follow us there.
And trust us when we say it. They do work, because Boss puts a lot of effort in doing them.
Yeah. But also, the last thing I want to talk about is obviously the competition going on between me and Geek at the moment. It's basically...
I actually have one more... Boss Loves Bricky.
Yeah.
But it's on a DM that I can actually show you, so I don't really want to count it. I can't show the other things. That's what's a problem with.
Right. Yeah. Right. Here's the basic thing. There are 2 hashtags we want you guys to use. Which is,
I'll just get it ascended.
Trust me, it's very rare that Geek wants you to use a hashtag. Right. There are 2 hashtags you can send either via Twitter. Or via Tumblr, or I suppose on Facebook as well, if you follow it on the Facebook fan page. There's either hashtag, and you'll say mine, I'll say yours. If you're on...
You'll say that word as well.
Yeah, if you're on Geek's team, I'll say it for you. If you're on Geek's team, it's hashtag...
Boss Loves Bricky.
If you're on my team, it's hashtag Boss Loves Hogan. The idea is, if we get, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if, Hogan's on, but if we get to 10... of those hashtags, if it's 10 of hashtag...
Boss Loves Bricky.
Yeah. I will have to... what was it?
Say Team Bricky for the win.
Yeah. If it's 10... If we get 10 hashtags which are hashtag Boss Loves Hogan, he has to...
Boss Loves Hogan.
Not Boss Loves Hogan, sorry. I always say that,
No.
It's because we started mine a week earlier. If we get 10 hashtag Geek Loves Hogan... then he has to do a special...
I have to say, Hulk Hogan is...
the best in the world. Mm-hmm. If we get 20 hashtags for each one...
You have to dress like Brad Maddox at our next meet.
Yes.
And let's hope that God it's not in this fucking weather.
No, it'll probably be because it's not going to be the draft. That's an annual thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Christmas though.
So it'll be... Whenever it is. But if we get 20 of hashtag Geek Loves Hogan, he has to do a special episode of You Gotta Watch of the Hulk Hogan's best matches. No bad matches. best.
I think I may have just done during WrestleMania.
And of course, if we get 30, the magic number 30, the Royal Rumble 30 of hashtag
Boss loves Bricky.
Yeah, I have to wear a T-shirt designed by our mascot, the Mini Funkasaur, whatever you call them, the Funkzilla, the Lowwalker one, which says that it's Team Thingy for the
Team Bricky for the win.
Yeah, it's a T-shirt.
It's Team Thingy for the thingy.
But if we get 30 Geek Loves Hogan, he will have to wear a Hulkamania T-shirt.
I hate that fucking asshole.
You've got to understand how much we despise the people we're talking about.
But the thing is, right?
Yeah.
You despise this man, and this man's been on your TV for what? A year, maybe the most now. I've had 20 years of this prick forced down my throat. I like the NWO. I still don't fucking see him. I like Nash and Hall. I didn't like him.
Yeah. So send us in your hashtags. Send us, especially for me. Send in many hashtag Geeks of Hogans. Help me catch up because I've got 0.
I have 4 and 1 pending.
Yeah. So if you can help me out. But look, at the end of the day, guys, it's a bit of fun that we like to try and do. Obviously, there will be pictures. And potentially video. Oh God, that'd be horrible if by the time we get. By the time.
Well, we put a limit on, haven't we? We said if this we've got till Payback, and we'll count how many we've got.
Yeah, we haven't got enough.
If there's not enough of anything, then it failed.
Yeah, but anyway,
you all failed us.
That'll wrap it up for this week. So it only leaves me to thank Geek King for once again turning up as he pretty much almost always does. And
twice, I think.
Yeah, you've already had 2 days off in the entirety of the show's history. I've had 2 off, I think, because I was ill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had 2.
Yeah, you couldn't speak, so
I couldn't speak. Yeah, so it was pointless me being
there. Point you being there.
I was just in the corner reading comics, which isn't a bad way of spending the.
Speaking of which, Funk's finished with all those comics, so it's your turn to read them now.
Sweet. But anyway. From all of us here at #TonaMarker, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to send us questions, send us your tweets, send us your pictures. We're on Tumblr. We'd like to see what you've got. But Geek, take us out.
I'm the Geek King, the nasty nerd, the man who will not say Hulk Hogan is them words. He is the boss, the pedantic prick, the professional arsehole.
That's not alliteration.
And it's good. I thought you liked it.
I know.
I thought you might like it.
It's the pedantic prick.
Pedantic prick, the professional arsehole.
Yeah.
The excellence of editing.
Yes.
The sometimes uploader.
Yes.
Is, of course, the boss, SteveJones313. This has been Total Mark Out, where we come every single time. And guess what tonight happens? Mark out.